So got another thing done, put the mulch down. Let me show you. So after much thought, I decided to mulch the greenhouse, kind of like I do my outside beds. But I decided to go with a Western red cedar mulch. So it cost a little bit more money. To give you idea of prices in my area, just standard wood chips from a tree trimming service. If you can't get a deal for free or anything, it's about 30 bucks a yard. Post peelings are $35 a yard, and this red cedar was 50 bucks a yard. And a bale is 5.5 cubic yards, and that kind of did the whole greenhouse actually. So the reason why I went with Western red cedar is for a variety of reasons. Number one, if YouTube could give you the sense of smell, it is the best smell in the world. It's my favorite wood to work with, like cutting it on a saw. Cedar, oh man, it smells good. So in a closed up ecosystem environment in the wintertime, it's going to smell really, really nice in here. The other reason is it's a little bit darker mulch. It's kind of a reddish, darker colored mulch than some of the utility grade mulch that we use outside, which is like pine, and it's almost a white type of wood to it. So this is going to stay dark, so to take a little bit more heat. Cedar is also a little bit of a bug pest on surface deterrent. So obviously once you mulch something, there's no more tilling. If you till in wood chips, it robs the nutrients of, or the soil of nitrogen. And then by doing so, it'll break down the chips faster. So by laying it on the surface, it will slowly degrade. It's going to keep the soil nice and moist. So another thing is this is our first winter or first summer with the in-ground, both the raised bed and here. And it is surprising how much water it took without any mulch on it. The soil was always dry. So we have some, what's it called? The bottoms of tomatoes with a sore on it. It's because of too dry. It got too dry. But this mulch is going to hold it in. So before I put the mulch down, and obviously I put, when I brought this soil in, I used up all my compost and manure I had, leaves, composted wood chips. So there's like 2.5 feet of soil in the raised bed and like 2.5, 3 feet of good soil in here. But it was dry and kind of compacted, so I added a little bit more manure, some alfalfa pellets, which adds a little bit of your NPK nutrients to it, and then some peat moss as well to lighten it up. And then after I kind of mixed that together, then I mulched it with wood chips on top and keeping it really, really watered. And it smells great in here, and I've already noticed quite a bit less watering. I saw, like, again, painting the concrete black here in another week or two. But when looking for mulch, I saw some black mulch, and I'm like, what is this stuff? And I read the bag, and it's like dyed or something, and it said, don't use your bare hands, wear gloves. I'm like, that can't be good for food. So the most natural product that I could kind of find that was the darkest to pick up as much heat of the sun, like I covered up my nice black soil now, but this is still fairly dark, so it should pick up more heat is the idea. But I guess cedar repels bugs on the surface, but again, you don't mix them in the soil, so any bugs underneath and in the soil, your living soil system, it doesn't affect it whatsoever. So, and then I also, before I bought, I went and looked. It has larger pieces, smaller pieces in there. It's already kind of composting and breaking down. So I would imagine, just like our outside gardens, our soil underneath's really good, but then you put mulch on, and water it, and it's going to kind of lighten up the soil and make the soil alive, fungus and bacteria in there. And we already have mushrooms popping up. I forget the name of them, but they are edible mushrooms. So we do have that mycelium fungus in our soil system already, even without the mulch. So this should help that out to have a living soil bed. And living soil, good soil, all the microbiology and fungus and bacteria in there, that's what creates the health of your food. It all starts with the soil. So this, mimicking the forest floor is kind of, again, I've mentioned this numerous times, but the back to Eden method is heavy wood chip gardening. And we've done 10,000 cubic yards of wood chips over 2 acres outside of this type of method. And I was hesitant in the greenhouse because I put leaves as mulch around some of the trees or even after I closed up the greenhouse. So I introduced these leaves, and I think that's where the aphids and fruit flies came from. So I'm doing this the beginning of August. I'm not going to be introducing anything else really. So the greenhouse is opened up everywhere. It's going to kind of equalize while it's opened up. So if there was any bugs present in the compost or manure or wood chips or something, it's going to equalize itself. And then now that I have that done, we just started planting again some of our stuff that's going to take us well into the fall and the winter. So getting it established, well, you have the long days, the nice sun, the heat of the summer, and taking an indeterminate tomato up to a certain size, or cucumbers. Then as the days get shorter and it gets a little bit cooler, like we keep the greenhouse 10 degrees Celsius or more because of the tropicals, but we should still get, like with an established plant, I'm hoping that they still produce some of those things that take a long time to grow and produce. But yeah, pretty excited. So yeah, like beets, we got started here, and some strawberries in there, and then carrots. So in really nice soil, getting those started, and also putting that mulch in plant pots and things as well. So nice cedar. Cedar also looks really, really nice. Like it makes all the greenery pop. Everything just looks even healthier just because of that mulch. But it is going to get healthier with that nice, moist, living soil. So fun. So I would highly recommend, if you're not doing mass scale like our outside stuff, we decided to spend a few bucks and get the Western red cedar mulch. And it is beautiful stuff. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.